Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Below the Line. My name is Andres Ramirez, and I'm here with my good friend and co host, Mr. Zach Houston Scott. How are you, man?
Hey, doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. It's another beautiful week here in Vancouver. Our sun's shining, and it's been a
Not
fantastic.
raining?
Yeah, no raining this week, if you can believe it.
That's good for Vancouver, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it's very good. Very happy to get out and about, enjoy the sun, and enjoy everything that it brings.
Oh, that's cool. So, is it another day of sun for you?
Yes, today is another day of sun. Definitely another beautiful day walking the waterfront and enjoying just all that Vancouver has to offer right now.
Such a beautiful city. Arguably one of the most beautiful cities in the world, or at least in the Pacific Northwest. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. 100% agree.
Would you say it's top 10 cities, top 5 cities in Canada?
Well known. I mean, I'm from Alberta originally, so I'm a little biased with Calgary. And I mean, places like Toronto and trying to think top of my head,
Quebec?
Quebec, yeah, Montreal have a little bit more to offer, like Niagara Falls. But no, Vancouver is definitely well known and up there, especially for what it brings to film. That's why I moved here in the first place.
I mean, it was a different time. Now, how is the film industry doing over there?
Slowly recovering. It's not as busy as it once was during before COVID and during peak COVID, but it's definitely a lot better than it was during the strikes and these like last couple months, just with everything slowly recovering.
Hey, it seems like Neil Druckmann really likes Vancouver because he wants to shoot 2 more seasons in Vancouver.
Yeah, stretch out that last that second game into three seasons definitely is not paying off in the way I think even he probably thought it would. But hey, you know what? If he wants to kill the show, so be it.
Well,
HBO's. Oh, go
let
ahead.
me ask you a question. Do you think they'll make it to survive until season 4? Did you read the ratings data that suggests they lost 55% of their audience this season, like in comparison to the last season finale?
Yes, but they were trying to justify and saying that overall average was higher than season one, but that's only because the second season started strong, even better than season one, and only now over the last couple of weeks has it viewership dropped and dwindled. And I don't expect season three or four really to improve upon like what early season two and late season one have offered, if that makes any sense.
Well, it won't because I mean, for people that have played the game, we know what's coming in season 3, but I was right on how the season was going to end. They ended up in the theater. I'm not watching it anymore. Like I might not. I just haven't had the patience to watch the show. But the next season is all about how Abby gets there, essentially. So the cliffhanger might last 2 seasons,
Yeah.
like season 2 and season 3, and they're 2 years apart. Who knows? Maybe by the time she actually fights Ellie, I mean Abby, Ellie might look like she's 21.
Well, it's funny too, literally how they would devote a third season all to a little chunk of the second game, especially with the new characters and a different perspective. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much doing what Walking Dead has done, but much faster in this sense.
Well, to be fair, that's also what killed the pace in the game itself.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, I don't know, it's interesting because Neil Druckmann seems to not have learned what really killed the pace in the game. Because the pace, it's kind of like a straightforward story. Like, okay, Joe gets killed, Ellie has to get revenge, but in the midpoint, they make this mumbo jumbo decision where the whole pacing gets killed. And I get that he wanted to show a different perspective, but boy, that did not pay off because the game did not sold well as well. So it seems like the story from 2020 is back again.
Yeah, only it's going to be stretched out longer and we're going to have to suffer for it. But I mean, HBO's kind of got more problems going on anyway with this week's big casting announcement for their upcoming show. I think you've heard of it. Who were cast in the lead trio role of a pretty famous wizard show?
I mean, just say Harry Potter, man.
Do I really want to? Look, to be fair, before you say anything, I wish those kids all the best. I really do. I have nothing against them. I really hope they find success, and I just wish them all the best. That is all I'm going to say before, stuff happens.
To be fair, they look like they belong to the part. It's interesting they even chose similar clothing to the ones that Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson are wearing when they got also announced. If you see the pictures back to back, there, I think Daniel Radcliffe is wearing a blue sweater, and the new kid is also wearing a blue sweater. So I don't know if they were playing with that, or I was maybe reading too much into it. But yeah, I mean that show, it's against the expectations not only of the book fans but of people that also love the films. Like I think it's about who takes the realms creatively, and I don't know if a showrunner has the same depth of detail that a film director has. Like I don't know if the showrunner has the insight that Christopher Columbus had when he created the franchise, essentially.
Well, even like producer David Heyman, and I want to save like our Harry Potter talk for another day because those films
Sure,
mean a lot to me, but
me
just
too.
with this show ramping up, I just do not see it capturing that same essence or like impact that the original film series did. When they were releasing them yearly and annually, it was a big deal and it was something really not attempted before. And now this is going more in detail, sure, with all the books, like 7 seasons for 7 books, but I just don't think this is going to live up to anyone's expectation, and just with the brand not necessarily, well, kind of tarnished just based on the author's
On
viewpoints and
JK's.
everything, JK Rowling's views on everything.
On one issue. It is one issue.
Mhm.
Because most people would agree with her in 99% of what she says. It is that particular issue that gives her trouble.
Exactly, no, I agree 100% with that.
Because
But yeah.
she's pro climate, she's pro everything except that one issue that I won't mention because
Mhm.
this show is not about that.
No, we are instead about talking about movies. And today we'd like to thank the viewers who have been really watching us every week with a genre that we think is interesting. And honestly, I kind of like to talk about the romantic comedies, taking a break from our summer blockbuster and summer films checklist. So, yeah, do you want to kick us off, good sir?
Well, I guess my question to you is what exactly is a romantic comedy? Like, there is the stereotype like, oh man, if you like romantic comedies, it's because A, either you have a significant other, you're sad and alone perhaps. But what is a romantic comedy?
To me, it is a film in which comedic hijinks ensure, and it's about two potentially romantic people who get together. Personally, my favorite kind of those romantic comedies are the ones from Adam Sandler, just because I think he was making them intentionally for dudes, and then he would add in the female cast after just to get them in so that, they would tolerate the humor and also just whatever is coming in. Like you look at movies like his films with Drew Barrymore, The Wedding Singer and 50 First Dates and Blended,
Oh,
and
that's good.
oh yeah, no, they're very good movies. Um, I mean, all of them are kind of are romantic comedies in a sense. You look at something like Happy Gilmore; he ends up with a girl at the end. Billy Madison, that has elements of romantic comedy. Like as long as the two people are focused in a sense and they have moments, that's definitely what to me translates to romantic comedy.
But what is the difference between a romantic drama that leads to comedy? I mean, not something as dark as Blue Valentine, but something like The Big Sick. I don't know if you've seen it, but
No, I have. I have.
That has a lot of drama, but it's considered a romantic comedy.
Because it was written by a comedian, and it was also like the premise, as dark as it is very light with how it's treating its subject matter. So a lot of it is comedy, but that also makes the drama and emotional weight at the end when she gets really sick more impactful to a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think the genre has evolved over time a lot. Like it's not just Nicholas Sparks books being adapted into these type of movies anymore. If you know what I mean.
No, I do. And to his credit, I mean, there were a couple I did like the Mandy Moore film, A Walk to Remember, even if it was a little overtly religious. I don't know. I think their performances really kind of went out. I think he did The Vow, right? That was another one.
I think so. I mean, obviously, the most famous Nicholas Sparks film is The Notebook.
Yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. I didn't really care for it. I like Rachel McAdams, but I could not, for the life of me, stand
Ryan
Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling. No, that was when
Come
he was.
on, you gotta support your Canadians.
Yeah,
They
but
both of them are Canadian, right? Rachel
yeah, they
McAdams.
are. But I just don't think he's a good actor. Period. Like I liked him in Barbie. I liked him in
La La
First
Land.
and La. Yeah, he was decent in La La Man. I remember even telling you after the movie he was kind of mixed overall. Like Emma
Come on,
Stone outclassed him.
he is a savior for Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah, because he's in
Rogue Squadron, or whatever,
Starfighter. That's Star Wars Starfighter.
with Sean Levy.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be any good though, but I mean, we talked about it previously, and we'll probably talk about it when it's about to come out once again.
So, how? Yeah, I mean, I agree with that definition of romantic comedies. I just think this genre has evolved, and I think there's like subgenres of a romantic comedy. I think, for example, you have the coming of age romantic comedy. You have the grouchy romantic comedy made by Seth Rogen, right? Or produced by what's his name? He's a very famous producer. Why am I blanking? But he produced Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, you're talking about Judd Apatow.
Yeah, Judd Apatow. Like his raunchy comedies are very, very good. If you know what I mean.
Well, he was roommates with Adam Sandler, so it makes sense. They're kind of similar and intertwined. Like, I mean, he's even worked with Sandler on a couple of his movies too. But
Really, they
yeah,
were
I like.
roommates at
Yeah,
NYU.
roommates. Mm-hmm.
Oh, makes sense. No, I think I remember Adam Sandler telling that story in my graduation from NYU, like how he met his co-writer at his dorm or something. But I don't know if he was referring to Judd Apatow. But you know, I really like those grouchy rom-coms.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your, let's say, top five romantic comedies?
Ooh, already throwing it. Well, I mean, most of them
Well,
are.
or how do you want to keep? Like, should we go to decades? How should we continue the conversation?
I mean, yeah, I guess decades would work because yeah, top fives. I just put all Adam Sandler movies on there, but
Mm, you wouldn't put. I guess this is the '80s, but you wouldn't put. What's the name? I have. I seem to forget the name in English, but
well,
it's
who's in it? I can help it out. And by the
uh
way, folks, I was wrong. The Vow is not a Nicholas Sparks movie. It has nothing to do with him, in fact. So I
uh
stand corrected.
it's the one where you have that famous uh orgasm scene in the diner.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yes, when Harry Met Sally with he did he did Mike Wazowski, right? The
Yeah,
boys.
Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, yes. Damn, I how could I forget? But I mean, that's one of my favorites, and I don't think a lot of people talk about that film nowadays as much as they used to, at least.
No, yeah, and it's fine. I got nothing against it. It's definitely, I won't say of the time because a lot of its themes are still pretty relevant. But I mean, it's famous. It launched Meg Ryan's career for starring in multiple romantic comedies. Like she was constantly doing it in the 90s, and especially with Tom Hanks and everyone. So yeah, no, I don't mind it. Especially, I actually prefer The Princess Bride over When Harry Met Sally in terms of romantic comedies, just because there's a little bit more action. It's a little bit more playful. Like, guys can get into it, whereas Harry Met Sally definitely leans towards more a specific niche kind of
Yeah, I
group.
agree. I mean, it was also written by arguably one of the most prolific writers in the genre, Nora Ephron, because she wrote Sleepless in Seattle, You Got Mail, Julie and Julia, When Harry Met Sally, Bewitched, Heartworn, uh, My Blue Heaven, just a couple of very good, well known movies. And, Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks is starred in two of them with You Got Mail and Sleepless in Seattle.
They already know how to work well together, at least at the time, not anymore.
She
But
passed
I mean,
away, yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's also like action of the time too, like Romancing the Stone with Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, I believe I'm correct. Yes, it
Hmm.
was Kathleen Turner. Because that was like a trio of movies back then. There was like Romancing the Stone, and then the second one, Jewel of the Nile. And then they reteamed later with Danny DeVito, because he was in those two with War of the Roses. Speaking of, they're remaking that film this year, and I'm pretty excited to check it out.
I didn't know that. Do you think they'll eventually remake When Harry Met Sally?
Nah, I think that's kind of a one and done. I don't imagine them. They might modernize it. I guess I shouldn't say remake it, but they definitely add a modern spin to it.
They'll make it for a modern audience. Oh
Yeah.
boy, that's gonna be fun for Twitter.
I mean,
Um,
they've kind of already done it with movies like Mr. and Mrs. Smith for Amazon and oh geez, like Cruel Intentions and other thriller romantic films like that. Sorry, Cruel Intentions isn't even a romantic film. It's pretty terrible.
would you consider Annie Hall a romantic comedy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't end well for anyone, but I mean, it's still very much a romantic setting, and it's two people trying to figure out if they will or won't they. And in that fashion, it doesn't go the way it does, but it's fine. It just happens.
Very biographical
Yeah.
by Woody Allen. I mean, arguably most of his films are weirdly comedic. Like he has a very weird sense of humor, if that's the right way of saying it.
No, he's very quirky. I mean, all his movies, especially the ones he stars in, basically portray him as a neurotic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's both Manhattan and Annie Hall are kind of a side of the same coin, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He's kind of crazy, but I miss that style of filmmaking. At least uh, the writing from Woody Allen. I think he was a very good writer, but
Mhm.
well, he's no longer working, partially because of what happened to him, but I also think his age is up there, so he's not working as much as he used to.
Yeah, no, he's kind of done. I can imagine he's retired and just, you know, taking,
Living in Spain,
yeah,
yeah, not longer in New York, I think. Which romantic comedy do you like?
of his. I actually won the Jewel of, man, I'm trying to remember what it's called. The Jewel, oh God, it's a Woody Allen film. I was really into it. It's not Jewel of the Nile. That's not what I'm thinking about. The Purple Rose of Cairo. I actually really
Oh,
was into that.
that's the one where the character comes out of the screen, right?
Yeah, and there's like two of them. There's like the regular Jeff Daniels, and then there's the like fake character Jeff Daniels that comes out of the movie, and she has to find out who she would rather be with.
Yeah, that's such a cool, inventive story because I love that sequence when he just walks outside of the screen. It's so inventive for the time, I suppose.
Yeah, very realistic, very like touching ending too. Just to find your true love on the screen, even if it's not really like in the real world.
Sure, sure.
At least that's how I view it.
No, I also see it. I mean, it talks about the need for cinema to cope with loneliness, I suppose. I think every film lover has always gone to the movies and be like, oh, if I could date that character, it would be amazing, right? Like, we all had a crush in our cinema experience in terms of watching. We always liked a character played by an actress, and who knows, even some animated characters could have made that impression on some of us. Uh,
Absolutely.
so we've talked about the 70s, 80s, 90s. What decade should we move forward with?
I mean, did we talk about the 90s? I mean, if anything, I think the movie that defined 90s romantic
Okay.
comedy were films by like Julia Roberts.
Like,
Well, Pretty Woman, Runaway Bride, My Best Friend's Wedding. I mean, what's
did
there
she
to say?
also make Notting Hill in the 90s?
Yes, Notting Hill. That was a pretty big one. So, no, she was kind of everywhere, especially considering she also worked on like Hook and did like that thriller Sleeping with the Enemy. So, no, she was definitely a big player before she won her Oscar.
I'm going to give you an underrated one. Do you want to try and guess which one is it?
From the 90s?
Yes. It's a very beloved movie. It stars a guy that was in Zombieland.
Oh, okay.
He was also in Ghostbusters.
Okay. And she was a it's a beloved movie, right?
It's a beloved movie. It has like a cult following. It has inspired modern horror movies, if you want to call them horror. Um, I think, yeah, it's set in New York, I believe, and it's about a reporter.
Okay. I don't think I've heard this one. Is it
Oh,
hmm.
you know this movie. You'll be pissed when you don't guess the film. I'll give you the hints. It
Okay, yeah.
stars it stars a very beloved actor who was in Ghostbusters and also happened to be in Zombieland, the first one.
Well, yeah, it's Bill Murray. Okay.
Yes, you got that. So it's a 90s movie that is a romantic comedy where he plays a reporter.
Oh, I don't know honestly.
Okay, I'll give you the name of the film. Groundhog Day.
No, that wasn't Julia Roberts though. That was
No, no, no. A
Al.
90s underrated romantic comedy.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely. No, Groundhog Day. Sorry, I thought we were still talking about Julia
No,
Roberts.
no, no. My bad. My bad.
Groundhog Day, absolutely. That is a wonderful romantic comedy. Just a wonderful film in general.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a influential film, but nobody has come close to making it real again. I was talking about how it influenced Happy Death Day
Yeah.
because it's the same premise, just in a serial killer horror film sort of vibe, if you know what I mean.
No, I do. I know what you mean.
I think there's another good 90s film besides the Julia Roberts. It's that one, oh man, I forgot the name of it, but yeah, I don't know.
You
Oh,
said it was the
Shakespeare in Love.
90s.
Shakespeare in Love, Cana.
Shakespeare in Love's overrated. That movie did not deserve its Best Picture and all of its Oscars it won. It should have went to Saving Private Ryan, in my opinion.
Well, okay, this is the 90s, but it's the transitioning to the 2000s. Do you want to try and guess the film? We've
American
talked.
Beauty,
Well, is that a rom-com?
and yeah, it's kind of a creepy rom com.
I was talking about High Fidelity
High Fidelity, yeah, yeah.
with Young Cusack, Jack Black, the original, not the remake that
That's
they
on
just
Disney
did.
Plus.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Now,
I
High
mean,
Fidelity, yeah, I didn't mind High Fidelity. John Cusack's one of those chameleon actors that, I mean, he was in Say Anything, like one of the ultimate 80s movies that people look to when they think like teen romantic comedies.
yeah, I mean, the thing I sort of feel about the 2000s is that the romantic comedy space kind of got lost a little bit, if you know what I mean.
I mean, there was still a few. I mean, you look at like 13 going on 30, there was like Wedding Crashers, there was like
Oh, Wedding Crasher was so good.
Yeah, it was.
They had like a good, oh, the 40-year-old version.
Yeah. And the Meet the Parents trilogies, like those movies, like the 2000s still had really good romantic comedies.
I mean, I guess we got to talk about Jerry Maguire in the 90s.
Yeah, I guess. But that's only because Tom Cruise is in it. Isn't that right?
Well, no, not because of Tom Cruise. I still, well, how about The Parent Trap?
True. That's a very interesting romantic comedy.
Well, it was back when Disney did other films that didn't cost $1 billion, right? Well, it's true. Like that time of Disney, 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, they greenlit films like Pirates, like The Haunted Mansion, like National Treasure, these films that were not IP established already. I mean, I get that Pirates had the theme park ride, but the theme park ride had no history or there was not a depth narrative, right? But like Disney made these films that were cheaper than what they usually produce nowadays. But those films do not exist in Disney anymore.
Yeah. No, they do not. I mean, maybe we'll see what Freakier Friday brings.
That could be a good film. Yeah, the Foster's parents. I forgot about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, like they were still popular in the 2000s. It's just a matter of where you looked. Like you could argue little films like My Big Fat Greek Wedding turned in a pretty big profit.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah. And I mean, even like going into the 2010s, like we had Miley Cyrus like have a couple come out from
Oh my
her.
god, I
Yeah, like the
forgot about
last
those.
song.
Yeah.
um,
Um.
Gary Marshall was still putting out his weird holiday themed movies like New Year's Eve and Valentine's Day. And I mean, the list goes on. Like we could talk about these for a while, just following the same trappings. And I mean, you don't really see many anymore unless they went straight to streaming, because that's kind of where their box office is. Unless you get like an occasional one, like Anyone But You with Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney.
Whew, that was such a massive success for both actors. Do
Yeah,
you think they'll make a sequel?
honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they are both up and comers who are honestly probably the future of like what sells a movie nowadays. I think they definitely leaned into their sex appeal. So that's yeah, we'll probably get a sequel if
Another
Um,
Christmas release.
I mean,
The
there's
wedding. Well, they have the story because now it's their wedding.
that's true.
And they fight, but they reconcile at the end, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, even like last year, there was that one movie that came out with Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh.
And that was much more of a drama. We
It's
live
still
in
kind of
time.
a comedy.
We live in time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good movie, but it was much more dramatic in how it's structured, the overall feel of the film, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Should we do top five now, or should
Yeah.
we? Oh, wait. So obviously, I think nowadays the genre has moved more into Netflix and even shows like The Summer I Turned Pretty. That show pretty much has become an instant success in Amazon, and that's like a romantic teen drama. Wait, we should talk about romantic teen dramas. Which ones are your favorites? Or the ones that stand out the most?
I don't know, stuff like Clueless or She's the Man or I don't know, whatever we ended up
Oh,
growing up with, 13 Going
Amanda.
on
It
30.
was Amanda Mines, right? She's the man.
Yeah, yeah.
That was such a progressive movie for the time being
Holds up pretty well too.
because she dresses as a guy, right, in that film.
Yeah. No, no, it was. I think we've seen that premise done before too.
I
One of the
mean,
boys. Have you ever heard of that movie?
don't go that far. Some like it hot.
Yeah, Some Like It Hot. That
Yeah,
Marilyn Monroe. That's like going back to the 50s.
yeah. I mean, that's why I said don't go that far. Some like it hot is really good, and it's with Jack Lemmon, and it's directed by Billy Wilder, right? Beautiful film. Huge shout out if you have not seen this film. This is a classic Hollywood film, and it was very progressive because the ending of the film is beautiful. How the man is like, "I know you're a guy, but I don't care. Love is love." You
Yeah.
know, for the '60s, late '50s, it was very impressive. But it's also very comedic, and that performance by Marilyn Monroe, it's maybe one of her best.
Yeah.
What about High School Musical? Are you not a wildcat?
I mean, I didn't mind it. It was okay. I mean, I look back on it fondly because I mean, I didn't, you know, I grew up with it. That's all I can say. It's the same thing like the Hillary Duff movie, A Cinderella Story. Again, I grew up with it. I can't say it's good, but it's
I thought you were gonna say Lizzie McGuire.
no, not Lizzie McGuire. No.
That was such a good. It was a good Disney movie that got promoted to theaters, right?
Yeah.
That one came out in theaters. What about Juno?
Oh, I can't watch Juno anymore. I'm sorry.
Because of the actor,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies that has not aged well, if that makes
No,
sense.
even from like a dialogue, like it's an interesting time capsule of the 2000s, but I won't go out of my way to say like, yeah, you should watch this or this is one of the best because Jason Reitman. No, no, it's not Jason Reitman.
Yeah, it's Jason Reitman.
Oh, I was right. Oh, he's gone
Yeah,
on to like better things
Canadian.
like Up in the Air and like Tully and even now directs Ghostbusters movies or has a stake in it.
He has such a weird filmography because, like, he started very hot with like Juno, essentially. Then he produced Jennifer Bodies. Then he won everything with Up in the Air. Then he produced Whiplash, and since then everything has gone like very mixed in terms of his performance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he's very mixed because the last film he did was Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, and I like that movie. It just didn't gain an audience because those kind of movies don't really do well anymore, or they're not marketed pretty well.
I think arguably maybe the best teen rom-com film is 10 Things I Hate About You,
Oh yeah,
with Heath Ledger singing uh, oh no, it's no Can't Take My Eyes Off You.
yeah,
Such an iconic performance. May he rest in peace.
yeah. I forgot about 10 Things I Hate About You, and even at that time, like you could argue, She's All That is another one that's
Yeah,
done well for the genre. Like those late '90s transitional films, even
there was.
American Pie.
I mean, American Pie is wonderful, but yeah, it's a coming of age as well. What was that one about? The guy that has to do the homework to be with the cute girl, uh, and he ends up falling in love with her.
I've never heard of that one before.
It's with he's in Enchanted with
Oh,
Patrick.
Can't Buy Me Love. Can't Buy Me
Can't
Love.
buy me love. Yeah, can't buy me love.
That's
Yes,
actually my mom's favorite movie of all time.
really. It's
Yeah.
with Patrick Dempsey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't buy me love. It's an interesting romantic comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very 87 ish because, like, I think it has a 36% in Metascore,
Which is
but it's
too
like,
bad. I enjoy it.
yeah, it sort of feels like it's a film of its time. So, we should do top 10, top 5.
Yeah, top five. If I
We
were to
start,
do,
let's go
hmm?
one by one. Start
Okay.
five, five, and then let's keep it going.
Well, you're putting me on the spot, so I have to think about it.
Well, I'll start with it.
Okay.
My fifth one, it's a very, well, not recent, it's about 10 years ish. It's The Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, okay. So you're supporting David O. Russell, you're telling me.
No, I just love the performance by Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. I think it's a very tragic comedy that I really liked, and it shows how two people that are mentally broken can persevere if they find love. Maybe call me an optimist. But
Nice. That's a good pick.
that's my fifth.
For me, I would say Chasing Amy, just because it's a pretty honest, most mature take of Kevin Smith's filmography. Because, I mean, he just knows how to talk about romance, and he's very much a person who is, known for being crass, but there's something very sweet about this one.
Fair enough. For me, my fourth, it's a classic by now. It's Big with Tom Hanks, where he wishes he could be a big boy and he works for the toy companies because he knows what kids want. And I don't know, I think it's a very fun movie with a lot of heart. And Tom Hanks' performance, pretending he's an adult, but in his head he's like 12, is wonderful.
Okay. My number four would be, again, I have to look up a bunch just to kind of get an idea about which ones I really enjoy.
It's okay.
Um, yeah, I guess
I'm
51st Dates. That would be my number four. Probably
Oh,
the
that's a
best
good
pairing.
one.
Yeah, the best pairing of Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, in my opinion. And I just like the Hawaiian setting, and I don't know. It's a very good premise, very sweet and kind of tragic.
I don't remember how it ends.
It ends on a good note. It's very happy.
Yeah. So we're at three, right?
Yep, we're at three.
For me, oh, this is difficult. I'll say The Apartment. Do you know this one?
The Apartment, yes, that's
It's
like a classic, the original
yes,
rom com,
yes.
1960.
It's yeah, 1960, starring Jack Lemmon and Billy Wilder. I remember a professor asked me to watch this for just to be a better writer in school. Shout out to Professor Kenneth Danzinger from NYU, really good professor. But he told me to look at this film, and I just Billy Wilder, the way he writes and directs, it's so funny. And Jack Lemmon is a master at comedy. He's so good. He's also in Some Like It Hot, so he's really good.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Ooh, my number three. Again, I have to think. You kind of put me on the spot a little bit. So
I'm
I already
looking
know
at
my
a
number
list.
one, though. I know my
Me
number
too.
one.
Me too.
I guess my number three would have to go to There's Something About Mary, just because of how crass and funny it is. Like, it's just the movie that to me is Ben Stiller's funniest next to Dodgeball.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Okay. So, my number two, I suppose. This depends on the mood, but my number two could be my number one. It depends on my own mood. But my number two is About Time with
Mm.
Rachel McAdams and Bill Nighy, and what's his name? He's in Star Wars. He's the son of Badai Moody in the film.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah, yeah, Donald Gleason. I really like that one. It's such a film about being present in time. Very good film. It's overall very positive and happy. So, I really like it.
My number two would have to be Across the Universe.
Which one is that one? I've never heard of that one.
You've never heard of it? It's the Beatles film. It was directed by Julie Taymor. It's literally a jukebox musical. It's to me what Mamma Mia should have been. A very artistic, loving tribute to a band told through a love story.
This is called Across the what?
Across the Universe.
It's a musical?
Yes. You've never heard of this movie?
No.
It's all Beatles films, man. It's or songs. It's awesome. I really recommend checking it
Okay,
out.
I'm just getting it. I don't know. I've
Does he know
never
what you're watching tonight?
I've never heard of this. I mean, the thing is, Beatles songs are very hard to get the rights for because I remember when that film Yesterday came out a couple of years ago. The director was like not bragging, but was telling the experience of how I think it was Danny Boyle who directed it, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Just saying that that list, that's not my number one. I actually can't stand that movie.
No, I know, but he was saying that it was extremely difficult to get the rights of all the songs, so I didn't know about this film. It must be a really unknown film. So are we moving to number ones?
Yes. So go first. What's your number one?
So I'll start with a honorary mention, actually, of a film that I think it's very old, but it should be listed as one of the best romantic comedies, but it's more of an honorary mention. It's City Lights 1931 by Charlie
Mm.
Chaplin, arguably one of the founding fathers of early motion pictures. He was in the transition between the talkies and the silence, and this film is wonderful. And you know that's where the tramp became the tramp. But my favorite or my top one romantic comedy is 500 Days of Summer.
Okay.
I think Mark Webb, it's at his best in that film, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he really sells the performance, and the fractured structure of the film really sells the illusion of how it feels to be in love. And Zoe Deschanel, I mean, I would also fall in love for her. So, you know, really good film. What can I say? It's not only a good rom com, but it's also a very good exploration about people's relationship and why people break up.
Hmm. Very interesting. You want to know what my number one is?
Let me give you the drumble.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I had to. I mean, come on. You got to fight seven evil exes to get the girl of your dreams and work through your romantic stuff. And it helps that it was followed up by Scott Pilgrim Takes Off on Netflix, which, in my opinion, is the best adaptation sequel to subvert your expectations when it was clear as day what was happening. Like, just brilliant, that whole saga.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Are there any romantic comedies coming out this year?
This year,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know there are a lot on like streaming. I know there was obviously the new Bridget Jones movie that came out. Hopefully the last
Yeah.
one. I mean, you could
Mm,
argue Snow White was a romantic comedy or romantic disaster.
sure, if you say so.
But yeah, movies like The Gorge and Hard Eyes, I'm just looking at the list right now. Those are kind of like the romantic comedies right now.
I mean, there's nothing major coming out.
Yeah, but
Uh,
yeah, I think we kind of exhausted. Do you have anything else to discuss with rom-coms or nah?
no, I would say if you really like the genre, maybe go and explore Billy Wilder films like some like It Hot, The Apartment. And if you like movies, explore maybe some silent films like Chaplin, because I think they have a unique charm to them. And if you are bored and you don't know what to do, go look at the top 200 rom-coms of all time in Rotten Tomatoes and have fun.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, check them out. Hopefully, you get some ideas. Special shout out mention to No Hard Feelings. I think that's a pretty underrated one from Jennifer Lawrence that came out a few years ago. And
That
yeah,
one with that kid who she's trying to date a minor, kind of. Like that film, if it had been the other way around, it would have been very creepy.
oh yeah, no, it only could work with the cast and just the gender reversal. So I loved it.
Oh, one off topic. Well, not off topic, but what is your favorite musical? Although I guess you said one, but if that's the one, what if your favorite musical romantic comedy?
Like just musical in general or romantic.
Well, aren't all musicals romantic?
I guess in a sense they are.
Is it
Um,
Across the Universe?
it's up there. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely one of my favorites. But I might have to get back to you on that one. Yeah.
Okay, maybe next week we'll tell you guys.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I think we exhausted it. And if you're curious to hear what are the top three according to Rotten Tomatoes, you're gonna start with the 1940s Philadelphia Story, 1940s His Girl, and 1940s The Shop Around the Corner.
Ah,
So
interesting.
the top five are movies that came out around from 1934 all the way to 1941. So there you go. You got a lot of catch up to do.
I do.
Yeah. So do you want to sign us off, my friend?
Absolutely. He's Andres Ramirez. I'm Zach Houston. You can follow us on our socials, the Zach Houston and Jaro2096, or follow the podcast at below the line underscore 2025. We do this every week. We love to hear from you guys how to improve and, any topics, feel free to message and keep us posted, and have a great rest of your day wherever you are.
Bye bye, and go watch some rom-coms. Kids, take somebody on a date. Have fun, or don't, or don't. Who knows? Some people are miserable when they watch these things. Just have fun. Go watch movies. See you guys soon.
Bye bye.